I've seen the light.
Hi, my name is Viviana Boyer, and my husband Chris and I have three wonderful children: Kaili, Grace, twins that are 11 years old, and Micah, that is 6. And we just, as a family, wanted to share an amazing testimony of God's power and love in the life of our family, and specifically with our daughter Kaili. In 2015, she started just complaining a lot about pain in her right shin. And, she would complain every week, maybe like once a week, that it was really hurting. And we went to the doctor. The doctor said it's probably growing pains. The pain started getting more frequent and more intense, to the point that almost every night she was up, in a lot of pain, and she was crying. So it was very hard for her to sleep. We would give her, pain medication, just, to make it better, or hot compresses or different things, but the pain was not going away. So we went back to our doctor, and he suggested that, we got some x-rays. And basically he found we got the x-rays, and he referred us to a pediatric oncologist because they saw something in her bone. So we went in, we saw the doctor, and he did say that there was something there. There was something called an osteoma, was a tumor in her bone, and that what he wanted to do is that he wanted us to come back and bring her, so he could do a biopsy, he could do surgery, and get a sample, and then we would proceed from there. So to say that it was hard, to say that those days seemed like super long, and that we were having such a hard time, just thinking all the possibilities, or thinking about what life can be, if they find something as cancer, or just everything. We grew a lot, we grew as a family, and it was very hard times. But I remember we came to Granite Creek. We had been coming there for a year, and we came for the first time to the Living Nativity. It was the last day. We went there on a Sunday, and the next week on Wednesday we had the surgery scheduled for Kaili, to see what was going on. So we were there, we watched the Living Nativity, and then I remember my husband Chris was like, what, there's a group here, and I want to ask them to pray for Kaili. So we went, into the sanctuary, and Mike and Kim, and other friends, and Gracie, we prayed for Kaili. We prayed for her leg, and for the surgery to go well. And I remember, Mike and Kim were there with her, laying hands on her, and then Gracie was laying hands on her too. And we left that day. We didn't grow up in a church where we talk too much about miracles, like nowadays miracles. So we left, and of course we trusted that God, could do anything. But I remember then going into the surgery, the pre-op, the next week, and Kaili mentioned, she's like, what, Mom, it hasn't hurt. And I didn't realize, I think in between the anxiety, we were anxious, in between the anxiety in our hearts, and just all the things that were going on, and the things that we needed to get together, we hadn't really paid attention that she hadn't gotten, she didn't get up at night, and she wasn't complaining about pain. So I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, Kaili, that's true. You haven't woken up, and you haven't said that you are, that you were in pain. And I looked at her, and she's like, she said, I think God healed me, Mommy. And it was beautiful. And I just, I remember just thinking, wow, what if, my faith was growing, but, I was just, I was thinking, I'm like, what if? So we went into the pre-op, and the nurses saw her and they did everything they needed to do. And I remember going to the doctor and I told him, Doctor, we believe in God, and Kaili hasn't been complaining about her pain, and we believe that God healed her, so we probably don't even have to do anything anymore. So he just patted me in the back and he's like, okay, I still have to do my job. And I was like, okay, I just want to let you know that they prayed over her at church, and we believe that she's healed. So the next day, basically, we did the whole checkup on what they needed to do to get her into the operation room, and we prayed for her there too. And they had us in a room where they told us, okay, in 45 minutes, this is not going to take long. In 45 minutes, we're going to come out and we're going to let you guys know what's going on and what we found, if it's, like a cancerous tumor or not, and then we'll go on from there. So we were there, we were waiting, and 45 minutes went by, and we couldn't, the doctor didn't come out. There were people there. I remember there were people that were waiting also for their doctors, and doctors would come out and just give them sad news. You would see people crying, people hugging each other, and I remember my heart would, with every time that I saw them, my heart would just kind of just feel like it was gonna burst. I was like, Father, I just want them to tell us right now. So 45 minutes went by, an hour and 15, an hour and a half, and then a little bit after an hour and a half, a nurse came and she called us, and she's like, the doctor wants to talk to you. He wants you to go into that room. And I'm looking at Chris, I'm like, why the room? They're telling people here what's going on, what did they find? So we went in there, we sat down, and the doctor came, and he's like, I went in, a first time, and I couldn't find anything. And that's why it took longer, because I had to, go in and, a second time and looking, but I couldn't find anything. There's no tumor. And, it's just amazing, because we, in some way, we already knew in our hearts. So it was just beautiful just to see that God had, performed a miracle in Kaili, and he healed her, and she knew it. And, our life has never been the same ever since. Our life has changed so much. It was a physical healing, and God is amazing and is powerful, but what has happened in our hearts and the way that our faith as a family, the faith in my children has grown, it's amazing. My daughter Grace, last year, she got baptized, and she shared that one of the things that really helped her in her faith was when she saw God heal her sister Kaili, her twin sister. So I just, really pray that as you hear this, I don't know what you're going through, but that as you hear this, you really, as little faith as you have, that you hold on to it and really just put it at the feet of Jesus, because he's amazing, he's powerful, and he's a miracle working God, and he can totally, he's gonna blow your mind. He has the power to heal you, heal your heart, heal your emotions, heal you in every way possible. So God bless you.